Like many travelers before me, I wanted to see the amazing temples and historical monuments. I had read and researched much of this bucket list trip, and even though I was aware that I could only barely scratch the surface of 50 centuries of history in a 2-week trip, I was still unprepared for the monumental scope of the accomplishments of the ancient Egyptians. I often travel on my own, setting my own schedules based upon my research, especially where I know English is widely spoken. I am sincerely glad I did not make that mistake with Egypt, and here's why. I could have found my own way to Luxor and either carried a guidebook or hired a day guide to show me around. But with OAT, my small group of 17 travelers had the services of a classically trained Egyptologist. Bassem Samir not only took us to the major points of interest at each site, but provided the invaluable context of how the things we saw fit into the 5,000-year history of civilization along the Nile. Here's an example. I knew that the Egyptians had invented the calendar, but that history came alive as Bassem explained using the only surviving example from the 3rd century BC.
So we can read it now, by the way. At the first day of the 3rd month under the horizon of the harvest season, there was a festival, and this is the name of the festival.
Oh, that's so cool.
This curved shape is number 10 in hieroglyphic. Can you see the curved shapes? Number 10 in hieroglyphic. Can you see them? So this is 20 what? 6. Can you see that? 27, 28, 4 and 4. 20, a circle with a line in the middle is 9. 29 of the 2nd month of the harvest season, there was a festival, and this is the name of the festival.
As the centuries spring to life, Bassem explains why the conqueror Alexander the Great was accepted by the Egyptians, because he honored their gods and traditions, while introducing Greek influences.
While the ibis-headed god Tot, god of wisdom, and the falcon god Horus is holding lotus and oils on the other side, and they are supposed to be purifying and protecting the body of the owner of the tomb who is being mummified. If you have a look on your left hand side, you will see another main scene of the tomb when the owner of the tomb is wearing the double crown of Aperador, Egypt, and he is offering a necklace to a bull. In the Greco-Roman religion, there was Apis, the bull, god of the underworld. Here he is. And then followed by goddess Ma'at, goddess of truth and justice. This is the feather to be skilled against the heart in the final judgment day. You can see the jackal, but the jackal here is different. The jackal here is not like any of the jackals that we have seen. The jackal here is of a Greco-Roman style. Look at the skirt. Look at the skirt. This is what we call the only surviving tomb of its kind, because this is the only tomb which does have not only one style of an art, but it does have a mix between the Greco-Roman and the ancient Egyptian art. Look at the jackal, how they are presented on the walls.
And a chance encounter with a grandmother and her grandson on the street becomes an unforgettable cultural memory.
You are very welcome to Egypt, and she is very happy to see you today. And we are honored to see you in her district. And please tell your friends to come over as well.
OAT also owns their own Nile cruise ship, where the food and service is outstanding, and each cabin has its own private balcony. To sum up, anyone can find their way to the pyramids to get a selfie, but having a tour leader like Bassem Samir paid tremendous dividends in being able to leave Egypt as an enlightened traveler rather than as an overwhelmed tourist. Overseas adventure travel is an excellent choice to make the most of this bucket list trip.